book to go over the principles I had actually written out in the book. Once I had that, I use it as a tool to both put on my website and send to prospective buyers of the book in quantities, or as a consulting clients. And it actually was interesting because people got to understand my way of thinking, see some case studies, see the way I approach situations and my route with marketing before actually having to invest time into a formal conversation, or ask for a proposal and all these things. With that being said, over the last couple of days, I've noticed that my ebook has actually increased in viewers. So I was like, you know what? Maybe people are starting to look at that and think, okay, how can I do that for myself? So in the meantime, let's do this. I'll throw the link of the ebook in here so people can see it as an example. Like I said, I don't like to overcomplicate and add traction or add friction to a buyer of my services, my products. I don't want to do that. I want to make this as seamless as possible, because here's the thing: if you are already looking for more information on me, in my mind, I've taken you from a somewhat cold to a warm lead. And when that happens, I want to give you all the tools, the tactics, the methodologies, my thought process. I want to give you everything that will help you actually make the decision you need to make. To see if I'm a good candidate for you, right? So ebooks are a fantastic way to do it. Other mechanisms are white papers, are brochures that are a little more informational. I'm not a fan of traditional brochures where all you do is come in and say, hey, this is what we do, this is what we sell. I like ebooks because you can really dig into depth about it. I actually have a book back there that talks about how to use ebooks. I'll probably dedicate this weekend to digging that one out. But the premise of it is very, very simple. You want to invest in a longer form content piece that supports your micro content pieces. Let me explain. If I go to anyone in the world and ask them, or send them my ebook, they might not have the context, the know-how, the interest to read it, right? But if I have that's what these lives are for, right? These lives are longer form mechanisms for content. But all my small posts, my text, my video, my audio posts, those are to get people interested, understanding who I am. Once I have that, they're going to want more substance, right? So these lives are great for substance because I can really dig into a topic with something in my mind, but with comments, all that. But ebooks like this in general are great tools, because here's the thing: they can do this on their own. This one is 30 pages long, but I purposely made it easy to read so you can quickly flip through it. It takes you like 15-20 minutes to read all of it. And the point of it is very simple. Like, all I'm trying to do is give my prospective clients, leads, the information that they need. Once this happens, then that's usually when people reach out to me for more formal conversations, right? So in the old school way of thinking, you kind of jump directly to do you want to buy my product? Are we a good fit? Blah, blah, blah. But in today's world, especially with digital, what's up, Nicholas? With especially how digital is going, you really want to emphasize on how do I give the client, the prospect, the person, as much information as they need, want, and are willing to consume, so that they come up with a decision a lot more quickly. And here's the thing: there's two benefits, right? Let's take the consumer and let's take the vendor, right? The consumer, they get to see the ins and outs of a company before they invest okay, so let me back up. They're investing their time already into finding a vendor, a product, a solution, a service, whatever that is. They're really investing this time to go do this, right? But the problem with it is they are evaluating a ton of different competitors. And if there's one that happens to have a roadblock, or that they have to demo and everyone doesn't, it's very easy for them to switch that off and discount that person, because I have so many other options. And in today's global economy, and especially today, there's so many other competitors out there that's easy to just not consider a person if there's too much friction, right? This morning I was actually on a texting conversation with one of my agency owner friends, and I was telling him, why is there a roadblock? Why do you have to get your email in to see the portfolio of companies that you've worked with in the past? And the reason I said that was, I'm like, most people don't. For this instance, why stop someone, and why make someone commit to something when they're still evaluating you, right? Like, why do that? So for a customer, this is fantastic because they can have a little bit more taste. Like with my ebook, you get to see the principles that I talk about with my consulting clients. And if you don't believe in one of those, then I'm not the perfect person for you. But with this, you have more context on what we're going to talk about, and if you agree or disagree with it. Now, for the vendors, this is great too because now I get to invest my time with clients and leads that are warmer, that I don't have to sell on the principles that I'm going to be talking about because they've already done their due diligence, right? They've already, you know, in this, I like to say they've already tested the BS test, right? They've already sniffed out, is this even something that I want? Is this something I need? Is this something that I'm willing to pursue right now? Now they've sniffed out the BS, and now it's really let's contextualize this, right? Like I know what you're talking about, Nico. I've seen your content, watched your videos, read your ebook, but how can you help me? Give me more context. So those phone calls, those discussions are a lot more deeper, and that's personally what I want to strive for. And I think for any vendor or any service provider, product manufacturer, that's in essence what you want to strive towards. Because if I can have a warm conversation with 10 people, that's a lot better than having a cold conversation, a cold outreach to 100 people, right? Because I get to save my time and energy for the people that actually want what I have. Because it's a give and take, right? You don't buy a car without, like test driving it and reading about the reviews and all those things. You don't do that. So why do we think that's any different for vendors or service providers or marketers, for instance? So these type of tools are fantastic for actually engaging with your audience, even if you don't think it is. The nice thing about this ebook is I developed this in December, January, and frankly, it's been read. Like, I'll be honest. For a while there, I actually just attached it with all the emails I sent out because I'm like, listen, if I'm emailing people that are curious about me, again, I don't want them to have to ask to get an ebook. That's why it's on my URL. If you go to my homepage, let me just make sure. If you go to my homepage on this platform or even on my website, you can just get it. Like there's no gates, and actually on the Boundless website, I do have a gate on there that I've been meaning to take off. So this is a good reminder for me. Again, I got to eat my own dog food. So what's up, Jennifer? Hopefully, you guys are awesome. Awesome. Hopefully everyone's staying safe out there. Good morning. We're such a great community here. That's one thing as I'm exploring different platforms and investing some more time in TikTok and stuff like that, and Instagram. You just can't beat the LinkedIn community. Like I keep going back to that. It's one of the reasons I think I've gotten so comfortable with digital marketing and lives and creating content and everything like that, is because at the end of the day, there's just such a great community of people that are wanting to better themselves, and what I like about it, there's just not a lot of BS on this platform, which is fantastic because again, it's why deal with that, right? Like life is way too short. Anyway, I digress from that. So here's the thing: setting up So let me, and while we're on this topic, we'll do ebooks and white paper. So ebooks, let's differentiate them because I've made both of them, and both serve different purposes for different audiences. So ebooks are generally a deeper dive on a specific topic. So for me, for marketing especially, it was super helpful because I got to distill a lot of the thoughts I have around how to market, how to use foundational marketing, principal marketing as a way to better get results in social media marketing, right? That was the premise. I've made white papers for clients in the past and employers in the past, and white papers serve a great way to say how we did it, right? So here was a problem. Here's what we thought would be the solutions. Here's how we implemented that solution. So white paper, in a sense, is a lot more ground in facts. It's very overview like. Well, in an ebook, I think you're describing, how do I want to say this? Because there's different ways of approaching it. I guess for me, like the biggest difference that I've always thought about a white paper is the how, and the like this is how we did it. This is the technology we use. This is the methods we use. All that fun stuff, and the ebook is the why we did it. Maybe. Yeah. I would say it's the why is because, and again, I think it's often misconstrued, but that's a good one. It's like it's interesting because when I do think about what I want to talk about lives, usually I have a rough idea, but this is the truth. It's I think both of them are so mixed together that often it's confused because I used to have very set definitions, and especially in the last 3 4 months, I've seen a lot of white papers looking like ebooks and ebooks acting like white papers, like traditionally. So it's interesting because this it's been so misconstrued. But anyway, regardless, a e-document. Let's just rephrase it as e-document. It could be white paper. Actually, while we're here, let's look at the white paper versus e-book. Let's see what the good old Google says. Okay, so white papers are technical, while ebooks how-to guides on the subject. Okay. Okay. So white papers are more of the technical aspects of it, and then the ebooks are more of the high level how-to guide stuff like that. Okay, awesome. So that's it. So they technically can be one and the same, but white papers are more technical for more technical fields, and then ebooks are for the how-tos, and that's awesome. See, that's great about technology. Found this out. Anyway, I digress. The biggest point I wanted to make in this conversation was here's the thing. You need another pillar of content. You need something that is very, I don't want to say heavy, but you need something that has more substance to it. Because small social media posts are fantastic, but you want something that people can sink their teeth into that gives a broader overview. That actually is much more thoughtful, has a lot more substance. It's directly related to a 3-course meal, right? Your appetizer, you have your main dish, and you have your dessert. Appetizers, social media posts are great, like short videos, minute, 2 minutes. They're fantastic. But I just noticed my mic is super far away. I don't know if you guys have been able to hear me the whole time. But anyway, then you want more substance. You want your entree. You want ebooks. You want white papers. You want case studies. You want all these that give people a lot more overview on who you are, what you're doing. And lastly, you want your dessert. You want to wrap it all up in a nice little bow. That's when you jump on a call with someone. That's when you engage with them. And that's when you have a conversation to see if you can actually help that person. Because that's the biggest thing. You have a solution and someone has a problem. So why not figure out a way to help that? So we're going to end it here. Have a fantastic rest of your day. If you have any questions or anything, throw them in the comments. I'll make sure to get to them today. But otherwise, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.